Hello, I am SriKumar Rao, TED speaker, author, and executive coach. My clients are very successful and they want to make an outsized impact on the world. They want to leave a dent in the universe. They also have an explicit spiritual drive and they wish to bring this spirituality into every aspect of their lives. Many of them think, I can sit down and meditate 8 hours a day and grow spiritually, or I can become a business titan. And my job is to show them it's not or, it's and. That becoming a business titan is your spiritual path. After many years of teaching my course, Creativity and Personal Mastery, and many years of executive coaching, I realize that there are many persons who lead extremely busy lives. They're time starved. Their intentions are good. They genuinely do want to bring spirituality into their life, but they just don't have the time given the myriad demands. I remembered a story about a king who had a deep hunger for spiritual growth, but his kingly duties did not permit him to explore them. So he charged his vizier with giving him nuggets of information, very short but very deep, so he could ponder on them. And he decided to write a book which would contain nuggets like that. Short pieces, many of them stories and parables, that you could read in minutes, but whose meaning could transform your life. And you could ponder on it even while you were doing your other tasks. That was the genesis of my book, Modern Wisdom, Ancient Roots. A mental model is a notion we have that this is the way the world works. We have dozens of mental models, possibly hundreds of mental models. We've got a mental model for everything. We've got a mental model for how do I find a job. We've got a mental model for how do I get ahead in the job that I have found. We've got a mental model for how do I bring up my children. Dozens of models. Some of these models may be in conflict with each other and we may or not be. Some of these models may be in conflict with each other and we may or may not be aware of the conflict. The problem is not that we have mental models. The problem is that we're not aware that we have mental models. We think this is the way the world works. But this is not the way the world works. This is our model of this is the way the world works. And the more we believe in our model, the more evidence we seem to get that this in fact is the way the world works, and very soon we're locked into a silo that's so thick we find it difficult or impossible to break out of. Now there is one particular mental model that all of us hold and that does not serve us well. And that mental model is that there is the universe and there is me and the two are separate. Einstein, whom we revere as a great scientist, was also a philosopher and he had an intimate understanding of the way the universe works. And he said, the most important question you will ever ask yourself is the universe friendly? Let me repeat that. The most important question that you can ever ask yourself is the universe friendly? There are people who believe the universe is unfriendly and the sole purpose of the universe is to frustrate you. They're few in numbers. The vast overwhelming majority of us believe that the universe is neither friendly nor unfriendly. It is unaware of our existence and indifferent to it. So here I am going around doing my thing and there's the universe going around doing its thing. Sometimes it seems to be working with me, sometimes it seems to be working against me, but essentially it's a random process. But what if that was not true? What if the universe was aware of your existence? And what if the universe was well disposed toward you? The universe was your friend. Well, friends don't shaft friends, do they? Of course not. So if the universe was your friend, why does it give you stuff you don't want? You want to travel and go on vacations, and the universe gives you pandemics and lockdowns. You want to progress in your job and get promoted, and your boss tells you that your performance is iffy and you may be getting a pink slip. Why does the universe give you stuff you don't want? Well, what if the universe doesn't give you what you want, but it gives you precisely what you need for your learning and growth? It's like you're a small child and you want a tub of ice cream, but the universe, through your parents, gives you fruits and vegetables. You don't want fruits and vegetables. You want a tub of ice cream, but the universe gives you fruits and vegetables. And it isn't until you reach a much greater level of maturity and wisdom that you can say, thank God I got fruits and vegetables. What if the universe was like that? What if it gave you not what you wanted, but exactly what you needed for your learning and growth? Think about this for a moment. It becomes readily apparent that regardless of whether or not the universe was friendly, if you believed the universe was friendly, your experience of life would improve immeasurably. And what if the universe actually was friendly? Then magic happens in your life. The concept that it's a friendly universe is a mental model. It is a superior mental model to the one you currently hold. And you can improve your experience of life by adopting the mental model that the universe is friendly. How do you adopt the mental model that the universe is friendly? It's simple. Look for examples that the universe is helping you and has your back. And there are many of those. Let's say you're going for an important appointment and you're driving and you're running just a little bit late. And exactly as you reach the building where your appointment is, somebody pulls out, leaving you with a perfect parking spot. Make a note of that. The universe has just worked, has interceded on your behalf. The universe has just interceded on your behalf. Say you think of a friend whom you've been out of touch with, and later that week you get a phone call from that friend or an email. The universe has interceded once more. Too often we tend to dismiss all of these as coincidences. Don't do that. Make a note of it. Register it. Look upon it as a sign that the universe is friendly. And the more you do this, the more you will find signs that the universe is in fact friendly. And when you have accumulated enough of these in your notebook, you will gradually come to a tipping point in your head where you think, if there are so many instances that the universe is friendly, maybe the universe actually is friendly. And that's when you tip over into a world where you're living in a friendly universe, and your experience of life will be far, far, far better. Here's how most of us live our life. I set a goal for myself, I tried very hard to achieve it, I succeeded, life's a blast. Or, I set a goal for myself, I tried very hard to achieve it, I failed, life sucks. We live our lives oscillating on a sinusoidal curve between elation and despair, and we spend far too much time on the despair end of the spectrum. It's a lousy way to live. There is a better way. Set a goal for yourself. By all means, set an ambitious stretch goal for yourself, but once you set the goal, forget about it. The importance of setting a goal is that it establishes direction. Once the direction has been established, ignore it, expunge it from your mind. Instead, pour all of your emotional energy into what are the actions that I have to undertake to actually meet my goal. When you do that, two things begin to happen. One, you start enjoying the journey. When you're obsessed about your goal, that is a destination, and whether you reach it or not is beyond your control. Any number of things can happen which you cannot foresee, which could derail you. When you are obsessed with the destination, you miss your journey, and the journey is the only thing you have. The destination is a mirage. You get there, you tarry a minute or two, and then you're off someplace else. The journey is with you always. The journey is with you all the time. So when you pour your emotional energy into what are the actions that you have to undertake, you're beginning to enjoy the journey. And second, when you are genuinely non-attached to the outcome, the probability that you will actually reach your goal increases greatly. John Wooden, who was the first person to reach the Basketball Hall of Fame, both as a player and as a coach, is widely considered to be the best basketball coach ever. And every time he worked with a new team, he never talked about winning or outscoring opponents. He always said, when it's over and you look in the mirror, did you do the best that you were capable of? If you did the best that you were capable of, then the score really doesn't matter. But I suspect that if you did the best you were capable of, you will find the score to your liking. This is a perfect articulation of invest in the process, do not invest in the outcome. Here is a mistake that we all make. We think that the benefit of setting a goal and trying our level best to achieve the goal is achieving the goal. Not so. The benefit of setting a goal and trying your level best to achieve the goal is the learning and growth that happen in you and to you as you try your level best. If you actually achieve the goal, fantastic. If you don't achieve the goal, fantastic. The learning and growth have already happened. It's a no-lose proposition. You're always ahead of the game. So remember, invest in the process, do not invest in the outcome. The outcome is beyond your control, and you do not want to hang your well-being upon something that's so tenuous. When you invest in the process, every day is filled with joy. When you invest in the process, not the outcome, you find that fear drops away. It leaves your life. Think about it. All fear is based upon this is what I want to have happen, and oh my God, it may not happen. Here is something that I've gathered, and it's been an effort on my part, and I've devoted years to it, and I might lose it all. I don't want to lose it all. Fear is always based upon your conjecture that the universe may not unfold the way that you would like it to be, and you don't want that to happen. The antidote to fear is to recognize that the universe is friendly. It gives you exactly what you need for your learning and growth, which may not be what you want, but it's exactly what you need for your learning and growth. And if you can rest into that knowledge, then fear leaves you. What is there for you to be afraid of? Everything that happens is exactly what will foster your learning and growth. So what is there to be scared about? You just accept life and recognize that you have to let go of your strong wants and desires. And that itself is necessary for you to find true freedom. Rumi was a great poet. He was also a mystic. And there is a saying of his which has had a profound impact on me and in fact on many of my coaching clients. When I run after what I think I want, my days are a furnace of stress and anxiety. If I sit in my own place of patience, what I need flows to me and without pain. From this, I understand that what I want also wants me, is looking for me and attracting me. There is a great secret here for anyone who can grasp it. This is a very powerful saying. We have a vision of the world, and in the vision of our world, there is a starring role for us. How we are doing financially, how we are doing in our career, how we are doing in our marriage, how our children are shaping up. As long as we have such a vision of the world, it is incumbent upon us to try our level best to achieve that. But the universe frequently moves its own merry way and pays no attention whatsoever to what we so fervently desire. So we find, I want this to happen, I want this to happen in my life. And it's not happening. And our desire is so strong and the frustration is so great that we suffer. We suffer deeply. It is possible for us to make our peace well in advance. It is possible for us to recognize that we desperately want something, but that something may not come to pass. And here is the important thing. We don't really need that something to come to pass for us to be happy and fulfilled. That is the key. Remember, the universe has your back, the universe is friendly, the universe will always give you exactly what you need for your learning and growth. This may not be what you want. In fact, frequently it is something that you don't want. But it is always something that will foster your learning and growth. When we truly accept that at a deep level, then we go ahead, we make our wishes, our desires known to the universe, we work hard to accomplish it, but we do so from the perspective that this is our path in life, and not from the standpoint, I gotta have this, otherwise my life is arid, my life is unfulfilled. When you travel like that, you find that your journey is your destination. And each day is filled with joy. Yes, you have a preference for this is the way the world should be, but you are ready to set aside your preferences when the universe reveals very clearly that this is not going to come for you. And you accept gratefully what the universe gives you because you know that the universe is your friend. It will only give you that which you need for your learning and growth. That is what Rumi was trying to point out in his inimitable verse. That which you need is what will come to you. Be patient and accept what the universe provides to you. I'd like you to consider something. Your awareness is like a flashlight. What does a flashlight do? A flashlight illuminates whatever you shine it on. Shine it on the floor, it lights up the floor. Shine it on the ceiling, it illuminates the ceiling. And I'm going to prove this to you right now. I want you to take your flashlight of awareness and shine it upon the chair in which you're sitting. And the moment you do that, you become aware of the pressure of your buttocks on the seat. You become aware of the fabric or the leather pressing against the back of your thigh. 30 seconds ago, you were not aware of any of this, but now you are. Why is this? This is because you shone the flashlight of your awareness on it. You typically shine the flashlight of your awareness on the 2, 3, or 4 things that are wrong in your life. More accurately, you shine it on the 2, 3, or 4 things that you have arbitrarily decided is wrong in your life. And the 40, 50, 200 things that are pretty darn good about your life, you never shine your flashlight of awareness on them, so they slip by unnoticed. This is a terrible strategy. When you shine the flashlight of your awareness on the things that you think are wrong in your life, you ignite a strong stream of mental chatter, which then hijack you and take you to all kinds of dark places. Instead, consciously, deliberately shine the flashlight of your awareness on the many ways in which you are truly blessed and fortunate. I recommend doing this last thing at night before you go to bed, and do it again first thing in the morning when you get up. When you get up in the morning, don't go immediately to the place of, oh my God, there's too much to do and I don't have enough time to do it all. Instead, use your flashlight of awareness, shine it on the many ways in which you're fortunate, bask in it, wallow in it, soak yourself in it. As you go through the day, frequently bring this up again and remember how fortunate, how blessed you are. It is my hope that eventually you will occupy a default emotional domain of appreciation and gratitude. Because when you're in the default emotional domain of appreciation and gratitude, you're not angry, you're not fearful, you're not nervous, you're not anxious, you're not worried. They cannot coexist. Combine the flashlight of your awareness with your mental chatter, because your mental chatter will follow where you shine the flashlight of your awareness on. So use them in conjunction as a tool to get you to a place of appreciation and dwell there. And from that place of appreciation, you then reach out to tackle those parts of your life in which you would like change to happen. You will be more successful, much more successful. Ambition is deemed to be a virtue. When small children express their desire to do something great, you applaud, you say, yes, he is ambitious. Grown people are derided for not having ambition, not having hunger to make things happen, not having a vision which will lead them to do great things. Ambition has a dark side. By definition, when you're ambitious, you are unhappy with where you are and you want to reach some place that you deem is better. And maybe in this place you will be happier, more fulfilled. There is absolutely nothing wrong in striving to better oneself. There is everything wrong with striving to better oneself, because one needs to do that in order to feel fulfilled or happy. You have right now everything that is needed for you to be completely joyous and completely fulfilled. So, why should you strive at all? The reason you strive at all is because you have a vision of the world, and trying to achieve that is your path in life. Let me repeat that. This is your path in life. This is the road that you are traveling. You're traveling with a sense of fulfillment, and not because when you finish your journey and reach the destination, then you will be fulfilled. No, you're fulfilled now, you're happy now, you're joyous now, you're traversing the road because that is your path in life, and you traverse with joy, And this has nothing to do with whether or not you get to the destination you have visioned, that you have envisaged. Try living life this way, and you will find that you are enjoying the journey, and the journey is the only thing you have. The journey is with you always. Don't give up living now for the sake of the imagined joy and fulfillment you will find when you reach a destination that you have arbitrarily picked. We have a tendency many times to convert beautiful impulses into transactions. Let me explain. Many of my clients are entrepreneurs and they want to deliver great customer service. And I ask them, why do you want to deliver great customer service? And they look at me as if I were crazy. Of course, as a business, you want to deliver great customer service. If you deliver great customer service, your customers will be pleased. They'll be happy. If they're happy, they will give you more of their custom. They will buy from you more often and larger quantities. They will refer their friends and contacts to you. So your business will prosper. That's why you want to deliver great customer service. This, by the way, is laudable. But let me also take you deeper. If this is the reason that you deliver great customer service, you have made it a transaction. Don't try to make life a transaction. Wherever possible, step back from transactions. So, if you're not interested in your business prospering, why do you offer great customer service? You offer great customer service because that is the outward manifestation of the kind of person you are. Let me repeat that. You deliver great customer service because that is the outward manifestation of the kind of person you are. And yes, when you deliver great customer service, your customers become happy, they refer business to you, and your business prospers. But that is not what you are thinking about. That is a byproduct. You will find that when your intention is pure, when your intention is to make the world a better place, when your intention is to help everyone who comes your way to, in some fashion, have a better experience of life. There is a wonderful Native American tale. There are many versions of it. I like the one I'm about to narrate to you. There was a young boy who was growing up and about to take his place with the adults of the tribe, and the final rite of passage was a conversation with the medicine man. And the medicine man said, "Here is this dog, kind, loving, intelligent, trustworthy. And here is this wolf, malevolent, vicious, cruel, ready to snap at and kill anything. And the dog and the wolf are fighting. And the dog and the wolf are both inside you." And the boy asks, "Which one's going to win?" And the medicine man says, "Whichever one you feed." Think about this. Inside each one are altruistic, let's help each other and make the world a better place impulses. And inside each one there are, let me grab everything I can for myself and the devil take the hindmost impulses. It is your job to selectively identify the dog in yourself and feed it. It is your job to selectively identify the dog in others and feed them. And when the dog in yourself becomes friends with the dog in the other, magic happens in both your lives. All too often, we feed the wolf both in ourselves and the other person and never recognize that this is what we're doing. Say you're having a bad day at work and you go to the coffee machine. And your colleague comes up and says, "I'm having a bad day at work." And you say, "You're having a bad day at work? Let me tell you about my bad day at work." And your bad day at work easily trumps his bad day at work, and you go off feeling smug. you've just fed the wolf both in yourself and the other person. If instead you'd gone, you're having a bad day at work, I'm having a bad day at work, we both work here, is there anything we can collectively do to make sure that nobody has such a bad day at work again? And now you started feeding the dog. So ask yourself, in every conversation you have, every interaction you have with everybody, your boss, your colleague, your spouse, your children, ask yourself, am I feeding the dog? Am I feeding the wolf? Am I behaving, speaking, acting in a manner which leaves this person feeling better about their lot in life, more confident, more optimistic? Or are you sucking them into a downward spiral? Are you feeding the dog, or are you feeding the wolf? And if you resolve that you will feed the dog in every interaction you have, you find that you're feeding the dog in yourself. Your intention is what makes it work. What are you trying to achieve? And invariably you will find that when your desire is a simple one, let me serve this person, let me help them become more conscious and have a better experience of life, you bring joy into your life, and it is your life that improves. So, every time you interact with anyone, just ask yourself, am I feeding the dog, or am I feeding the wolf? Trust me, this can change your life. More than 2,000 years ago, the Buddha shared a very powerful insight with his followers and the world. The cause of all suffering is desire. Look at your own life. Look at how many things you desperately want. More money, better career, bigger house, more beautiful partner, more beautiful and accomplished partner. We have demands of how our life should unfold. We have demands about how our children should behave. And when these demands are not met, we resist it, we resent it, and in that resistance and resentment, there is suffering in our life. We very, very rarely link our suffering with the fact that we have these rigid expectations of how life should unfold. The mistake we make is we believe in a particular mental model. And the particular mental model we believe in is, if this happens, then we will be happy. If I got a great deal of money, I could travel to exotic places on vacation, and then I'd be happy. If I were in a relationship, I could have great sex, and then I would be happy. If this happens, then I will be happy. But it's the model itself that's broken. I thought if I was married, I would be happy. I now recognize I married the wrong person. And what I need to do is extricate myself from it with as little financial damage as possible and marry the right person, and then I'll be happy. Not so. You think that the mistake was in what you put on the if side of the equation. The real mistake is believing in the model, because the model itself is broken. It's faulty. It does not work. How do I know this? Don't take my word for it. Can you remember a time when you were confronted with a scene of such spectacular beauty that it took you outside of yourself to a place of immense serenity? Maybe the rainbow, a beautiful snow-capped mountain, icebergs, a beautiful valley. Have you ever wondered why you felt the way you did? It is because at that particular instant, somehow You accepted the universe exactly as it was. You didn't say that's a beautiful rainbow, but it's way off to one side, and if I could move it 200 yards to the right, it would be so much better. You didn't say that tree in the beautiful valley has too many crooked branches, and you give me a chainsaw in 20 minutes and I'll fix it. No, the off-center rainbow was perfect where it was. The tree with the crooked branches was perfect where it is. And the moment you accepted that, you accepted the universe exactly as it was, your habitual wanting self dropped away. And when your wanting self dropped away, the happiness that is inherent in you came up and you experienced it. I'm suggesting to you that your life right now, with all of the problems you have, your life right now with all of the problems you think you have, is every bit as perfect. But you're striving with might and main to change one or more parts of it, and in that attempt on your part, you are buying into the if-then model, and the model is broken, and that's how you become unhappy. So, try this simple exercise. Go through your home, look at your closet, pick up a dress or an outfit that you haven't worn for a year or more, and carefully consider it. And just ask yourself, what is the energy given out by this item? Does it bring joy to me? Do I really want this in my life? Very often the answer will be no. Discard it, give it away. The same thing holds for any physical item, but the principle goes further. Examine your beliefs, examine your mental models, and ask yourself, do I really want this in my life? As you go through doing it, and by the way, don't think I'm going to sit down for 8 hours and get it done at a stretch. No. Do it in bits and pieces as you go through life. Does this belief serve me? Do I want this physical item in my life? Discard that which no longer serves you, no longer gives you joy. If you start on a process of doing this and you start discarding beliefs, models, and physical items, not only will your life be simpler, joy will flood into your life. Khalil Gibran, the philosopher and poet, said that if you don't work with love, it is better not to work at all. This is a beautiful concept. What does it mean to work with love? It means that whatever occupation you're engaged in, you bring your full attention to it and you bring your intention to it. May whatever it is that you're doing somehow benefit the lives of all those who come into contact with it in some way. Are you a potter? May your pot be a storage, bring water to those who need it when they need it, and may it be cool. Are you a poet? May your poets inspire the person who reads it, and may they feel more love, more joy in their hearts and their life as they read it. Are you an accountant? May the company for whom you are doing accounting work prosper, and may that company's products bring joy, comfort, and in some way ease the life of all those who are customers. Look at the end product of your efforts, and to that person or persons, wish them well. Are you writing a check out for a purchase you made? Hope that the money you have transmitted will bless the business and enable it to provide livelihood for employees and delight to their customers. Have that in the back of your mind always. May all my efforts somehow, in some way, bring some good to a larger population. And when you work with that intent, the work will bless you and your efforts will bring joy, meaning, and fulfillment into your life.